Sergeant, I had asked you yesterday about the subscriber information as it relates to People's Exhibit 16, which is for that 231-743-3137 text now number. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And I had asked you about the phone ownership dates. What is the actual registration date as it relates to that phone number for Keziah Harris?
If I could look at the report to refresh.
Intermatter.
Yes.
Thank you.
The registration date for the 231 number is March 4th, 2023.
Okay, and that's as it relates to Keziah Harris getting that number?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I want to just backtrack a little bit before getting back to the messages. You had stated yesterday that when you searched Mr. Butts' home, you had found some guns.
Yes.
Did you, in any other searches, did you find any other kind of weapons?
Yes.
And what were the, well, first, where were they found and what were they?
When we had searched Neff, there was a firearm inside the vehicle, the same vehicle that had Mr. Butts' phone. That firearm was later determined to be registered to Tashiana. When we searched Mr. Butts' car, there were several like kitchen knives in there throughout the car, various sizes. There was the weapons that were inside his home. And I believe that was as far as any weapons. There might have been some other type of blunt instrument or something, but nothing significant that I documented.
Okay. And Mr. Butts' vehicle, that Escalade was processed?
Yes.
And those items were sent to the lab?
Yes.
And that's along with Miss Latricia Johnson's Nissan?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to talk, in your training and experience, having been with police for 24 years, have you seen types of wounds made through clothing?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you saw the black hoodie that was recovered had some holes in the head, in the hood area.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with what, like either some sort of like sharp object or a gun or something of the sort? Are you familiar with what that would look like through clothing?
And yeah, at this point I'm going to object. I think the answer would call for her to speculate on what caused these wounds.
I'm not asking her to say what caused the holes.
Called the holes, my
In this
apologies.
specific
Yeah,
case, but in her
correct.
experience.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
you
correct.
may be objecting after a few questions, but for this one, overruled.
Yeah, so throughout the hundreds of scenes that I've been to, various scenes, whether they may be fatal stabbing, it may be a blunt force trauma, I've responded and processed many gunshot scenes. When there's clothing where a weapon was used, you do see that type of tearing. It could be from a bullet hole, it could be from a knife, it could also be from a struggle or pulling.
Okay. And just to be clear, you don't know how those holes got in the hood of that black hoodie?
Correct.
Okay. But those holes could be, in your experience, consistent with things that you have observed in your training and experience as it relates to struggles, stabs, bullets, things of that sort?
Correct.
Okay. Now, on Mr. Butts' phone, after that January 9th text to Keziah saying okay, was there any other texts to Keziah's number after that date?
From Mr. Butts' phone?
Yes.
No.
There was no attempts to reach Nazia's number on Mr. Butts' phone.
There was no contact between Mr. Butts' phone and the text now number after that.
Okay. And in your role in this case, did you go through Nazia's kind of social media records and things like that?
Yes.
Okay. And since January 9th, 2024, have you been able to find anything as it relates, anything from Nazia Harris on social media?
No.
Now, we got to hear some of these text messages in the interview, but going through them, that's it. We're going to start now. Let's start with 15. Starting with people's exhibit 15. These are the messages from 313-379-5882. And do you have a copy with you?
I don't have a copy of that number.
Can you read the messages that were sent from that number to Jarvis Butts' number, or I guess the messages that were captured within People's Exhibit 15? So, including the dates and approximate times.
So the first message is September 24th, 2022 at 22:15 hours UTC. She sends, "Bald head Janiyah, come here."
And that's to a number that's not Mr. Butts.
Correct.
Okay.
Then the next message is on September 27th, 2022. All of these dates are from 2022. So September 27th, at 1:37 a.m. UTC, it is sent to Mr. Butts' phone, "We fitnessing, happy birthday." Immediately after that, at the 17-second mark, again to Mr. Butts' phone, it says, "Come on." On that date, September 27th at 1:52 a.m., another message is sent to Butts' phone asking, "You okay?" September 27, 2022, 1:54 a.m., she sent a message, "Where we doing it at your choice." Immediately following that text, a message is received to Nazia, to this text now number, from Mr. Butts' phone that says, "You tell me." 9:27, 1:55 a.m., a message is replied to Jarvis, says, "Basement." 1:56 a.m., a message is sent to Nazia from Mr. Butts' phone that says, "You sure?" At 1:56 a.m., a message is sent to Nazia, from Nazia to Mr. Butts, saying, "Or job." At 1:57 a.m., a message is sent to Nazia from Mr. Butts' phone, saying, "Can you suck my dick, please?" The message immediately following that, from Mr. Butts' phone to Nazia, and make sure you erase the messages. Still September 27th, 1:59 UTC, a message is sent to Mr. Butts that says, "Okay, that is what I planned to do." Another message is immediately following that at 2:01 to Mr. Butts. "You turn me on just looking at you," and then there's a bunch of letters, which possibly it's maybe an image that was sent that doesn't capture on the messages. 2:02 a.m. Neziah sends another message to Jarvis. What time to be in the basement? 2:03 a.m. he replies and sends her a message that says, go change your clothes and take your panties off. Neziah replies to Mr. Butts and says the letter K. At 2:10 a.m., so 7 minutes later, a message is sent from Neziah to Jarvis's phone. I hear you, what you looking at? Jarvis replies back immediately to her saying the letter U. At 2:13 a.m. UTC, still on September 27th, Neziah sends Jarvis a message that says, I know, I'm finna sleep good. There's another message directly after that that has a bunch of symbols, so I'm not sure if it was one of those little emojis. 2:14 a.m. she sends to him, what about you? The next message she sends to him immediately after, sometimes I be wanting to live with you. 2:16 a.m. she sends to him, you know what I mean. 2:18 a.m. she sends, what time I'm ready. 2:23 a.m. she sends to Mr. Butts' phone number, we not doing it or what? 2:23 a.m. Neziah sends to Mr. Butts, I really want you. This is still on the same day, September 27th, 2022. This is now 2:23 a.m. UTC time. Mr. Butts replies to Neziah, yes. 2:24 a.m. Neziah sends, pull your car down the street and come back, I'll be waiting. 2:25 a.m. Jarvis's phone replies back to her, come ride with me and Nye, N-I-Y. 2:25 a.m. she replies, did they say I can come? At 2:30 UTC, she sends him a message that says, I'm sorry but love you. 2:30 UTC, he immediately replies back, come on. 2:31, Neziah replies, I can't, I'm going to get in trouble. The next message is at 2:35. She sends, when you come back, drop Nye off, pull your car down the street, and I'll come in the base, I'll be waiting. Then immediately after that she sends, basement please. Jarvis replies, okay. At 2:40, Jarvis replies, you in the basement yet? Immediately after that, Neziah replies back, yeah. Now we are the next day being, it's now September 28th, 2:28 a.m. UTC. She sends Jarvis a message that says, are we doing it tonight? I'm ready, fresh out the shower. The next message is a reply from him to her. Well, this is September 30th now at 1:25 a.m. UTC. He replies, yo. September 30th, 2:59, she replies, you coming over? She then sends another message directly after that, don't have school. At 3:07, A reply is received to Naziah from Jarvis saying, yep. She then replies, Kay, we'll be waiting. At 3:17 a.m., he sends another message, or I'm sorry, she sends a message to Jarvis that says, text me when you get here. At 3:21 a.m., this is still September 30th date, Jarvis replies and sends a message to her saying, outside. Now we have skipped to September 30th, but it is now on here at 23:13 hours UTC. She sends a message to Jarvis saying, hey boo, you coming over? The next message is now October 1st, 2022, 1:51 UTC. She sends a message to Jarvis asking, you coming?